Hello, friends. This is Jay Hendricks with Powerful Thought Daily. Today, I wanted to talk with you about what is depression revisited. I have a previous video on depression. I think it's my second video, so go take a look at that. So, what is depression? Well, I'm not a psychiatrist or a doctor, so these are my own conclusions from some experiences that I've had with it. To me, at least an aspect of depression seems to be an accumulation of resistance. So, for instance, when we in our daily lives feel negative emotion, unbalanced thinking, any dissatisfaction in the body, sometimes, or a lot of the time, depends on who you are, we'll cover these uncomfortable things up with distraction. So maybe you are thinking unbalanced thoughts and negative thoughts, and so you go for a cigarette and that just calms you down. Or you are feeling a craving of some sort and you see a cupcake and so you eat one and then two and then three or whatever, and you cover that craving up. Or, you feel negative in some way emotionally, and so you start gossiping at work about everyone around you, and then that kind of gives you a little energizing negative distraction thing going on, whatever that is. So all of these distractions, you could call them sins, you could call them cover-ups. They are covering up original disturbances in your being. So, if you do this over and over and over, that resistance, these cover-ups will start to kind of build resistance around these disturbances, and these what used to be smaller resistances are turning bigger and bigger and bigger as you're covering them up. And eventually, there's so much resistance in you that it kind of shuts off the flow of vitality through you, or the connection you have with everything. And this resistance can build up, and that's why we slow down when we're depressed. That's why we don't have any motivation. That's why it's almost like you're carrying a burden. You can't get out of bed. All of these things. It's a buildup of resistance. And I think that there's some sort of a pressure release in the universe. There's some sort of an ebb and flow that can save you from this depression for a little while. It's kind of a pressure valve that releases. I don't know what that is. I just feel like I've experienced it a few times. So, this resistance builds up, and some merciful force or something releases it, and then you feel better that day, and maybe you go a few more days, and you keep doing your bad habits, and it builds up resistance again, and you get depressed for like a week or something, and then boom, it releases again. So the cycle is not very productive. It's not fun, and I think that's why some people have cyclical depression. So how do you deal with this? Well, I'm not a doctor, so you can't take my advice to be professional knowledge or anything. But from my own experience, as you eliminate the distractions in your life, like let's say you make a list of things that you know are contributing to the resistance in your life. Like let's say you're addicted to food, and let's say you have a habit of gossip, and you have a habit of, whatever, smoking, whatever, or drinking too much, or whatever. You can list these things out, and if you actually sit down and ask yourself, what is causing me to get depressed, or what's causing me to lose my vitality, what's causing me resistance in life, you can get a list of like probably 5 or 6 things that you want to stop. And you know that if you stopped them, your life would get better. So you can list those things, and maybe you pick the first one. Let's say it's gossip. and you go 3 weeks, your goal is to go 3 weeks without gossiping. Because they say about 3 weeks, 21 days is a good amount of time to create a new habit. So you go the 3 weeks, like each day you mark another day, and it gets easier and easier as you go, and you don't want to break that chain of not gossiping. And let's say you go 3 weeks without gossiping. Well, now you can move on to the next thing and eliminate that. And you can eliminate things gradually over time and learn how to deal with the things that come up. So, as you're eliminating things, the things that you used to cover up, the disturbances in your thoughts, emotions, or body, or whatever is happening, those things will bubble up. And because you can't cover them up with addictions anymore, you're going to have to actually deal with them. And so this is where meditation comes in very usefully, because meditation can help you solve these problems. So when it comes to thoughts, unbalanced thinking, if you meditate a lot and your mindfulness starts increasing, first of all, you can notice that your thoughts are kind of spinning out of control. And then as you get better and better at meditation and you practice consistently, you can at will still your mind of all thought. So if you notice your thoughts starting to waver away, you can just step back and calm your thoughts again, and that solves a lot of problems. I've also said I'm going to go into thought form building. So this would be, not only is stilling the mind good, because a lot of the time we'll still the mind and then the same thing will bug us. Still the mind, same thing will bug us. So what thought form building is the thing that pulls our mind into a spin, whatever happens in our life. With thought form building, you can identify that and start to build a new thought form, a new thought process, so that you can deal with that, so that situation won't bother you anymore. So it's like you're updating your program. So meditation and thought form building are key in changing and cutting the fat out of the mind and being able to deal with any situation as it comes up. Now, emotions. So the theme of all of this, I should say, is to face these problems forthrightly. So in psychology, therapists will have their patients face their fears forthrightly. And Jordan Peterson talks about this, to where as you face your fears forthrightly, you don't get less fearful, you get braver, which is very interesting. So you get more courageous, even though you still feel the fear. The fear doesn't bother you as much anymore because you're more courageous now. So the unbalanced thinking and thoughts, you face that forthrightly and you build new thought forms. Negative emotions, you face those forthrightly and you actually feel the negative emotions that you're feeling, and you let it wash over you. And all the while you're watching yourself and observing what's happening and trying to determine what the cause of the emotion is. And maybe that can inspire you to make some sort of a change. It can inspire you to build better thought forms. And so you can go through that process by feeling the negative emotions. So we're not going to be in bliss all the time, not ever feeling negative emotion or experiencing unbalanced thoughts. We're going to observe these things as non-judgmentally as possible and attempt to weed them out a little bit and organize them into better ways of being. So it's a detachment that we have to cultivate. So we still feel the pain, but we're detaching from the pain and attaching to the truth in the pain. Okay, so, and then if there's dissatisfaction in the body, I've also talked about this before. In deep meditation, you find a subtle vibration that's undeniable. And you learn that you can actually focus this vibration anywhere. So you could even find the vibration and you could be focusing that in the face, and your face will be twitching and spiraling around. It's kind of weird, and I think that's why Hollywood, in their occult type movies, there's a lot of twitching and craziness in like Exorcist movies and everything, because I think that's a misinterpretation of what this vibration is. So if you misdirect it, and when you're first learning what this vibration is, you can misdirect it and you can cause twitching in yourself or other things. But when you can dial it back and actually see that it's just this subtle vibration at the center of everything, and that you can bring your attention to those atoms, or that thought or that emotion, and you can know that this vibration is at the center of that, and your attention to that vibration will cause it to relax, because this vibration stills all dis-ease. It's the Christ vibration. Very weird stuff to talk about, but once you experience it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you have dissatisfaction in the body, let's say you get a craving, now you can see that craving and observe that craving, and then you can apply that Christ vibration, and you'll want to apply the Christ vibration wherever is most dis-ease, whatever is bothering you the most. And once that's relaxed, that will reveal something that was causing that dis-ease. And that's a new dis-ease, and you can calm that, and it's like this trail that you can calm and eventually get rid of the dis-ease that builds up over time in your body. Anyway, interesting discussion today. Hopefully it's not too crazy for you. It is true. I mean, it is an actual thing, and you can discover it for yourself. Anyway, I am Jay Hendricks. This is Powerful Thought Daily. Please like and subscribe, notification tab, and share these videos if you can. Thanks for your support, and have a good day. Bye.